everybody. Lance Wrestling. Dave Brown right along ringside, all ready to go with another big week. Championship Wrestling, and by golly, we're starting right off with something else, Dave.
Oh, you're right. Texas Tornado Death Match coming up today. And this one, the falls do not count. And in it, it will be Rick Morton and Big Red on one side of the ring. On the other side, Sonny King and Buddy Wayne in a Texas Tornado Death Match to open everything up today. Then, of course, falls don't count. That one could go on for who knows how long. But if we do have time for it, we also have scheduled Paul Ellering and Pat Hutchenson as a tag team against the Assassins. And also Bo Johnson and Bub Smith against the Gibson brothers, Rick and Robert. Should be a couple of good matches. Like to see the Gibsons in action again. Hope we have time for all of that.
Yeah, we also got Lawler scheduled as a standby match against Barber.
Hey, that's right.
Steve Regal scheduled in there. By golly, we just got it all, so don't worry about it. We'll have plenty of time on Championship Wrestling, whether it be Texas Tornado or a bunch of other matches. All of it's going to get set and ready to go. We hope you will too, and we'll be back with action coming from the ring in just a moment. Okay, we're back, and we have half of the Texas Tornado Death Match in there, y'all. Sonny King and his partner, Buddy Wayne, not in there yet.
You know, Lance?
Wait a minute, Sonny.
I want to tell you something. I asked for a Texas Death Match right here on TV because, Lance, a Texas Death Match is my type of match. I've never lost a Texas Death Match. And at least I'm not making any excuses because I don't make excuses. I take my beating and let them lay where they may. The reason why I believe in a Texas Death Match is because I believe that the best man shall win. Nobody should walk out or talk about anything at all other than whether you win or lost, and that's what's important. Now, I took that match, and Lance, Tojo Yamamoto is hurt, and it's not a lie or anything else. But then I'm a proud man. I will not forfeit the match. And I went in there, and I took a chance of even getting the man hurt. Yep. Secondly, Lance, I sit around my motel room and time with my friends, and we were enjoying ourselves during the Christmas holidays, and I got a little mixed up in time and a whole bit. But, Lance, now I got my head together. So just sit back and relax and watch it. I'm going to show you what a Texas Death Match is all about.
Okay. Sonny King, he'll be heading in the ring without his usual partner, Tojo Yamamoto, whose knee is hurt and is in a very large brace, as a matter of fact. Sonny with his partner today for this Texas Tornado Death Match, and he really wanted it, is Buddy Wayne. Dave, how about the official introductions?
All right, it will be a Texas Tornado Death Match. The falls do not count, and there is no time limit. Introducing at a total weight of 488 pounds on the left of your screen, from Memphis, Tennessee, Buddy Wayne, and from McCall, Louisiana, Sonny King. Going against them at a total of 548 pounds, from Nashville, Tennessee, Rick Morton. From Atlanta, Georgia, Big Red. This match is a Texas Tornado Death Match. The referee is Jerry Calhoun, I think. Yeah, Jerry Calhoun. Couldn't see him.
As a matter of fact, that's right. You get them behind the size of Sonny King and Wayne and those guys, and it's hard to believe, but it is difficult to see people sometimes. Bell time, and here we go. First ball, Texas Tornado Death Match.
All right, remember, the falls do not count. There's a 60-minute rest period in between each fall, and the action continues until somebody cannot answer the bell for the following fall. Sonny King in there against Rick Morton. He slammed Morton to the mat. Sonny King. Back Morton under the rope. Puts him across the way. Right hand, fist, maybe. Sonny King, he had a choke. He's still got a chokehold on Rick Morton. Rick Morton gets the advantage. He starts pounding him with a right fist. Sonny King out of the ring, down onto the floor. They had rolled over into the ropes. And now Sonny down on the floor. Rick Morton waiting for him in the ring. Sonny back on the apron, through the ropes. Rick Morton right after him. Sonny backs to the corner, makes the tag, and here is Buddy Wayne. Oh, knee lift. Buddy Wayne picking Morton up. Body slam, center of the ring. Buddy picks him up with a hair over to the corner, tags Sonny King again. Sonny's regular partner, Tojo Yamamoto, seated in a chair in the corner. Some sort of injury, keeping Tojo out of action. And Buddy Wayne, Sonny King's partner today instead. There is Tojo, watching the goings-on. Sonny King continues to work on Rick Morton. Rick's been in there all the way. 2 minutes, 8 seconds gone in the first fall. Gets slammed to the mat by Sonny King. Sonny King with a choke. Right hand. Rick Morton needs to get to the corner. Get a tag on his partner. He's been in there a long time, almost 3 minutes, the entire first fall. Outstretched hand, can't quite make the tag. Needed to get a little closer to the corner to get the tag on Big Red. Rick slammed into the turnbuckle over by the corner of Buddy Wayne and Sonny King. Rick, with a leg drop, puts Buddy Wayne on the mat. Buddy kicked him in the top of the head, though. Buddy Wayne using the middle rope to choke Rick Morton. Buddy Wayne drives Morton back away from his corner. He was trying to go for the tag on Big Red. Buddy Wayne kept him out of there, and here's Sonny King after the tag. Rick Morton, former protege of Sonny King. He got the tag. Here comes Big Red. Big Red out of Atlanta, Georgia. Red off the rope. I think he had in mind going for the splash. We're about 4.5 minutes into the action now. 4.5 minutes in. Big Red sits down on Sonny King. Rick Morton in to keep Buddy Wayne out of the action. Look out, Tojo Yamamoto out of his chair, wooden shoe in hand. And he smacks Big Red with a shoe. Referee Jerry Calhoun was across the way trying to get Rick Morton back out and get Buddy Wayne out of the ring. Sonny King with a cover. 1, 2, 3. That is it for the first fall. 5 minutes, 12 seconds. 5:12 the time on the first fall as Rick Morton and Big Red are defeated by Sonny King and Buddy Wayne. But remember, that is just the first fall, and the falls do not count. Now we have a 1-minute rest period, and then we'll go with the second fall of action.
Okay, let's take time out right now. We'll be back into action right after this. Back to Championship Wrestling on Channel 3 in just a moment. Hey, first, before going into Louisville next Tuesday night, I want to remind you folks, Madisonville, Saturday, January the 12th. You better believe it, coming up next Saturday. And the action is going to have as a keynote Tojo Yamamoto, Sonny King against Rick Morton and Big Red. Big card will be there. Now, Tuesday night, right there in the Gardens, I'm standing here with Steve Regal and Rick Morton. And first order of business, Rick, congratulations on that big Royal win, and particularly over Jerry Lawler, man.
So I sure do thank you, Lance. I appreciate it. And I'd like to thank Steve Regal for coming in the ring and saving me out there. Him and Jimmy Hart and Lawler, boy, I don't know what they had in their mind. But Lawler, let me tell you, now you got Jimmy Vallett coming behind. I don't care who you hide behind, we're going to get you. Me and Steve, we're quickest, we're faster, more aggressive than what y'all are, and we're going to beat you.
Well, it will be an interesting thing, and I think the very fact that Lawler is teaming up with Handsome Jimmy, He said Hart's not going to wrestle anymore, but Handsome Jimmy as a partner kind of surprises me, Steve.
Well, that is a surprise. It's a big disappointment. But, you know, as well as I know Handsome Jimmy, I know all his strengths, but I also know his weaknesses. And Lawler had better be careful, better watch out for him, because when the fire gets burning, Handsome Jimmy has a tendency to scoot out of the situation, you know what I mean?
He might vacate the
Yes,
premise?
yes. And Lawler, you might find yourself out there all alone. You never know. So they better be ready for us, and Lawler better watch out for Handsome Jimmy.
Well, I think probably that both of you know without any question of a doubt that with Handsome Jimmy out there and Jerry Lawler out there on one side of the ring, you're going to have to bring a little more into wrestling because those guys are liable to resort to anything.
That's right.
Steve.
We'll bring all the firepower we got.
All right. Good luck to you and Rick, and we're going to be looking for it. Remember, that is Tuesday night, back on the regular Tuesday night, right there at the Louisville Gardens. I know you're going to want to see that one when Handsome Jimmy teams up with Jerry the King Lawler to go against Rick Morton and Steve Regal in that big main event tag team match. Additionally, there's going to be an interesting Southern Tag Team Championship match. We'll tell you more about it a little later. Being worked on the ropes is Sonny King. Really pouring it on, the big guy. This is the second fall. First fall to Buddy Wayne and Sonny King. And falls, as we said, are only a matter really of bookkeeping, because this bout will continue until one man from a team cannot answer the bell. And look at King as the referee runs Morton back. He comes over now on Sonny King, starts a count, and Rick Morton helped the referee out.
Incidentally, in between falls, Tojo Yamamoto was removed from his chair at ringside because they said he did not have a manager's license, therefore he cannot sit at ringside in the chair.
Okay, yeah, Tojo is gone from the corner. And Sonny King really dusting Big Red up there. King out with a vengeance in this entire match. He's been carrying the bulk of it. He now tags Buddy Wayne, and Wayne comes in on Big Red with a knee to start it off. Woo, and he takes up with the right hand. The referee says, come on, open the fist up. Don't know how much good that'll do, Dave, but he at least warns him. And Big Red back with a right hand of his own. Buddy Wayne tags Sonny King. McCall, Louisiana. Oh, he speared him. And he's down with a chokehold on the ropes, and here comes Rick Morton pounding on Sonny King, the referee pulling on him. Sonny King up, firing those eyes out at Rick Morton. We'd like to get him in there right now. Sonny's mad. Now Morton from the outside. Oh, I see Big Red had his arm around the rope over there, and Sonny was pulling back. He didn't look like he had a chokehold on him, though, Dave. He was pulling under the chin, but Red was outside the rope. Now he's going for the chokehold.
He was using the chokehold freely in the first fall against Rick Morton. But maybe Morton's trying to even it up a little bit for that over there with Sonny over near the ropes trying to hang on to Big Red. Rick working him over pretty good for a moment.
Strategy in this, Dave, is not too unlike a regular tag match, but there is a difference. It makes it more important to work on one man. This generally, Sonny getting a breather, tags Buddy Wayne, and Buddy comes right over on Big Red. It's important that you get a guy in a position where he cannot answer the bell after the rest period for the next fall. That is the only way that you can win a Texas Tornado Death Match. Big Red is the one that they are working on. And really an unlikely prospect. You would have thought they would have gone to the much smaller man, Rick Morton. Maybe Sonny knows how tenacious Rick is, and he thought he might have a better chance with Red. I don't know.
Yeah, we touched on that the first fall. Rick was a former protege of Sonny King,
yes.
So Sonny does know that he's a rugged little fighter.
Oh, from the outside, a headbutt from Sonny King, and there's the tag from Buddy Wayne, and while Buddy Wayne holds Big Red, Sonny is over jawing it with Rick Morton, and the referee pushing him back, saying, get in action. Woo, and Morton came in and slashed at Sonny King. And Red back with a right hand. And Sonny a right. And Red misses a right, and Sonny steps in with a right and a left. Sound like we're doing a heavyweight boxing match.
True.
And he did get the tag on Rick Morton. And here it comes.
We're about 5.5 minutes into the second fall. First one went 5-12.
And Rick Morton goes for a sleeper on Sonny King. Sonny moves over to the ropes, and he's outside. He'll never be able to sustain that. Rick won't. And Sonny down, shakes him loose. Buddy Wayne telling the referee it was illegal, and Sonny saying it wasn't a sleeper hold, it was a choke hold. And the referee said, nope, it was a legal sleeper hold, but Sonny shook it by going outside.
6 minutes into the action.
We're 6 minutes into the action of the second fall as King and Wayne hold the upper hand on Morton and Big Red. Oh, man, what a spear. 1, 2, 3. There's the second fall of action, and the time starts right now. We're going to be back right after we take time out for this.
Third fall action in the Texas Tornado Death Match. Sonny King has Rick Morton thrown out of the ring and down on the floor. There is Rick. Sonny King now walking away from it. Sonny King and referee Jerry Calhoun exchanging words.
Yeah, I have to agree with Sonny. He was giving the referee a lesson in there, saying that it was a death match. He can do anything he wants to. He is right in that respect. The referee, of course, is just doing his job in there, and the punishment goes on with Rick Morton.
Rick is back in the ring now. So is Buddy Wayne. Buddy makes a tag, and Sonny King comes back in. Rick Morton really took a beating in the first fall, but Big Red ended up getting pinned in the first fall. Then it was Red most of the way in the second fall, but Rick Morton got pinned. So as it stands right now, Sonny King and Buddy Wayne have won 2 falls, but that really doesn't mean anything in this Texas Tornado Death Match. A team that's 2 falls down or 14 falls down can win the whole thing if their opponents cannot answer the bell for the following fall. Sonny King grabs Morton, throws him through the ropes, down onto the floor again, goes Rick Morton.
Dave, I want to make a quick explanation without getting too complicated on it. We had asked for an exemption because of the television to have time enough to run our regular breaks, extend the break to a couple of minutes. Sonny King said, no, if you want to shorten it to 30 seconds, fine. Well, rather than the big hassle, we said, go ahead. So the bell is ringing when we're away for a commercial break, and so that's why the action is underway, and it may seem like we're missing just 60 seconds or 45 seconds or something up.
The action continues. Rick Morton back in the ring.
Look at that kid fight.
Yeah, he waited in there after Sonny King. Sonny smashed him down to the mat. Now Sonny with Rick Morton in the air. Body slam. Sonny backs to the corner and tags Buddy Wayne. Buddy Wayne body slams Morton. Drops with a knee across the throat. Now wraps a hand around there with a chokehold. Rick Morton. Ooh. Wow, I thought he'd broken out of it. Buddy Wayne caught him with a right. Sonny King whips Rick Morton into the rope. He'll go with a foot, but Morton caught it, dropped him to the mat. He went flying after him with both fists flying. Looked like a kid in a playground fight. He just jumped on top of him with both those fists going as fast as they could. Rick Morton in the jackknife. Over close to the ropes, not under the rope. Sonny's shoulders, both of them were not on the mat long, and the count did not start. Sonny over to the corner. Tags Buddy Wayne. 4 minutes, 20 seconds into the action. In the third fall, Buddy Wayne off the rope. Drop kick and a good one by Rick Morton puts Wayne on the mat. Rick fires Wayne into the ropes again. Goes for the sleeper hold. Rick Morton with a sleeper hold on Buddy Wayne. He's got it. Rick Morton, Big Red, the winners of the third fall in 4:51.
Morton reluctant to let go of that sleeper hold. Hey, we're not going to cut away right here because Buddy Wayne is out right now and with a sleeper hold. The circulation cut off. Sonny King coming in. Now, he is not supposed to touch Buddy Wayne. The rules state that your partner cannot touch an injured man. And the referee telling Sonny, bag it up. He's over saying something to Rick Morton. Rick was reluctant to let go of it even after the referee declared it. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay. Sonny King, he had about 20 seconds more on the rest period, but I think he could have had 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and Buddy Wayne wouldn't have come around. Rick Morton with a dandy of a sleep hold, and Sonny King dejected, not that in his action, but the partner he had today, Buddy Wayne, got caught in that sleeper hold, and Rick Morton is now over administering to him. He would have been there for a long time. We'd have been watching him sleep for the rest of our entire championship wrestling program. Buddy Wayne out of it. Rick Morton bringing him around. And now the winners. There's an example of what you said. They lost 2 falls, 3 falls, or whatever. No, 2 falls, yeah.
Right.
And came back and won it. And that's all it takes is 1 fall in a Texas Tornado death match. Buddy Wayne, Sleepy House, and the winners, Morton and Big Red. And saw the Texas Tornado.
Man, Russell, I have a son that's 6 years old, okay, who I love dearly.
Yes.
And I swear on my son, Rick Morton and Big Red, will pay for this double.
Okay, Sonny. I hate to remind you, your luck hadn't been running too good in Texas Tornado death matches, Sonny. Big Red and Rick Morton. Okay, that's it. We're going to take time out now, and we'll be back with more wrestling action in just a moment. Plenty of wrestling action still to come on Championship Wrestling. I want you to stay right here with us. Again, to you folks in Madisonville, Kentucky, next Saturday, that's January the 12th, a reminder that the action will be coming your way, and you'll want to be there. Let's give you the entire card now that'll be coming up at the Louisville Gardens Tuesday night. Now, remember, it's back to the regular Tuesday night time right there at the Louisville Gardens. What an opening single match. Sonny King, he's big. Paul Ellering, man, he is strong. They'll be meeting in a single match right there. And then another single match of interest, Big Red going against Tojo Yamamoto. You'll have one for there. Southern Tag Team Championship match. But no time limit, no disqualification when the Assassins, the Southern Tag Champions, go against the team of Rick and Robert Gibson. And then the final bout is going to be that tag match we told you about. Rick Morton and Steve Regal to team against Jerry Lawler and Handsome Jimmy Valiant. That's next Tuesday in the Gardens.
1 fall, 15-minute time limit match, and a total of 590 pounds on the left of your screen from parts unknown, the Assassin. Going against them at a total weight of 432 pounds. From Memphis, Tennessee, Pat Hutchenson, and from Melrose, Minnesota, Paul Ellering. This match, 1 fall, 15-minute time limit, referee Paul Morton.
Obviously a non-title bout, as the Assassins, one of them at least, already has stripped off the Southern Tag Team belt. Going against a very young wrestler who is just leaving the ring at the moment, Pat Hutchenson, and the guy that is left in the ring is Steve Ellering. I mean, Steve.
Paul.
Paul Ellering. Oh, well. All right, we're ready to go. We've got one of the assassins heading out. Bell time. Here we go, Dave. Paul, of course, as we've remarked before, former holder of the world deadlift record, 745 and a quarter pounds, man.
Right.
Like that.
Back into the corner, Paul Ellering. Paul went to South Dakota, right? Wasn't that right? South Dakota, wasn't that where he held that title? State, South Dakota State, yeah. NCAA. Fine wrestling. Hometown again, Melrose, Minnesota for Paul. In there against one of the big assassins. You got to say one of the big ones. You can't say the big assassin and the not so big assassin because they're both big. Assassins make a tag. Oh, round behind the assassin. Let's see if Ellering can break out of it. Well, down to the mat. The assassin hangs on. Oh, right out of the full Nelson comes Paul Ellering. Assassin, oh, mistake. He grabbed that left arm, and Ellering put the squeeze on, dropped him to the mat. Assassin over to the rope. Assassin, good move by the assassin. He drops Ellering to the mat, count of 2. Thought he might have that 3 count on him there, but he only got the 2 count before Paul was able to roll the shoulders up off the mat and stop the count. The assassin now trying to work Ellering over toward his corner. He'll be close to the tag if he needs it. In about the center of the ring, though. Ellering. With the advantage, I think, but the hold really belongs to the assassin. The assassin gets a tag. Ooh. Referee trying to get the feet untangled. Now the assassin finally breaks it. Assassin number 2 leaves the ring. Assassin number 1 in there against Paul Ellering. 3 minutes gone in this one fall, 15-minute time limit match. Ellering, oh, and the assassin right up in the air, and he just fired him halfway across the ring into the turnbuckle. He just threw him. Some of the strength of Paul Ellering. Ellering, the assassin. The assassin trying to butt a shoulder in there. Oh, still hanging on. And putting the pressure on the assassin. Assassin into the cage, drove Ellering back to the mat, flips him back in the ring. Ellering with a cover, count of 1. Just as the count of 2 was about to fall, the assassin brought the right shoulder blade up off the mat. That stopped the count at 1. 4 minutes, 20 seconds into the action. Paul Ellering again trying to roll the assassin's shoulders down. Assassin moving. He moved right over to the rope. Now assassin number 1 down to his corner. Conversation with his partner. The Assassin. Ellering in the air, body slams him. A good body slam by the Assassin. Ellering returns the favor. The other Assassin jumps into him. He gets slammed too. Ellering back to Assassin number 1. He's the legal one in the ring. Paul Ellering over to the corner, tags Pat Hutchenson. Pat knocked down to the mat by the Assassin. Pat Hutchenson now being double teamed by the Assassins as they tag out. Upper part of the leg to the midsection by the Assassin. God. Oh, he drops Pat to the mat with a suplex. Head spear by the Assassin. Pat Hutchenson at an extreme disadvantage against these two big guys. Pat will only weigh in somewhere around 190 pounds. And he is quite young. He hasn't been wrestling that long. As long as he is in here, the Assassins have the distinct advantage, and they know it. And that arm they're working on, the Assassins in recent weeks in the area have really been hurting people's arms. It was that same move that they just put on Pat Hutchenson right there. There's again. Suspend the arm in the air and then drop on it. Hutchenson on the mat. Paul Ellering, his partner, shouting encouragement from the corner. Assassin drops on that arm again. Pat Hutchenson holding that left arm up near the shoulder joint. The Assassin threw him into the top turnbuckle. He hit right on the arm. Again, they double up on him on the exchange. 7 minutes, 45 seconds gone. Hutchenson dropped to the mat, the arm pinned behind him. Methodical team, the Assassins. Well, they went to work on that arm, and they have been working on it ever since. Keeping Hutchenson well away from the corner. There's a cover, 1. Assassin won't pin him. He picked him up at the 2 count, picked him up by the hair. He probably could have had a count of 3 on Pat Hutchenson, but he wouldn't do it. Oh, he drives him across the knee. Good grief, 1. And again, a count of 1. The Assassin picks Pat Hutchenson up, stops the count at 1. Pat lunged toward the ring, but he was still a good 5-6 feet away from the tag on Paul Ellering. Bell sound. Yeah, we're just going to stop it. Couldn't agree more.
They said stop it. Yep. Representative, AWA Representative Guy Coffey said that there's no point in taking a chance on another arm getting hurt in there, and so it's properly stopped. The win will go to the Assassins, but they were not even obviously not trying to pin Hutchenson. They were trying to add another trophy and another arm in there, and the AWA representative said stop it, rather than let them go on.
Somebody, the name of it is hurt somebody.
Yeah, great. That's a marvelous attitude you guys got. I'll tell you what. Pat Hutchenson being administered to by referee Paul Morton and Steve Ellering. Pat with the arm hurt. What was the time?
Time on it was 8 minutes 50 seconds. 8:50.
And A decision that, I don't know about anybody else. It meets with my approval, at least. I think it should have been stopped in there. Young fella could have an entire career messed up by actions like that from the assassins. A guy who I'm not worried about his career being messed up because he has already had quite a career and he's looking for a great deal more. A really nice guy. We didn't get to meet him that long, but what we knew of him, a super guy, Billy Robinson from Manchester, England. Billy makes his home now in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we got a tape down from Billy. He met the assassins, and listen to the words from Billy.
Well, Lance, I want to thank you again for giving me the opportunity to talk to the people down here, and I want to say thank you very much for the concern and the letters and the cards I've had over the festive time of Christmas and New Year's coming on, and I want to wish you all the best. Obviously, my end and Christmas of the year and the start of the new year is not the way I wish to have spent it. I would like to say this, that the arm is recovering, and the doctor doesn't know when, but soon I'll be back at least in training and get back to the matters at hand. As you can see, I can move my fingers now and without too much pain, and I'd like to pass a message on at this time maybe to the people, the assassins. I hope you had a great Christmas, and I hope the New Year festivities that you really enjoy them, because I've not enjoyed mine, but then I'm not celebrating them now. I'm going to wait until February or March when I come back in wrestling, and then I'm going to celebrate. I am going to celebrate. That's all I've got to say, Lance. Thank you very much.
Okay, Billy Robinson, a super guy, a great sense of humor most of the time, but obviously nothing to laugh about because his livelihood has been slowed down considerably by the assassins. We're delighted to hear, though, that the fracture type thing is getting along in good shape. And we'll keep you posted on Billy as time goes along. We got time out now. More action coming up. We're going to get back to it in just a moment. And Lawler, pouring it to Morton, takes him over, drops straight down with that right hand. No disqualification, remember that. Referee Thomas Marlin is stationed on the front edge of the ring with his back to our Jarrett Welch camera. He is there for the purpose of counting out only. Look at Morton. This kid is dead game. He shot one at the midsection. Lawler took it backing up and then fired his own right hand. Jerks Morton up off the canvas and stretches him out on the turnbuckles. Propping Morton up. Once again, takes him over the shoulder and down. He rolled out of the way, and Lawler boomed his fist down on the canvas. Double chop from Lawler. Finals of the Battle Royal. Lawler fires Morton into the ropes, catches him with both hands as he comes off. And Morton not through yet by a long shot. And look at Morton. He heaved his body behind that elbow, and he knocked Lawler off his feet. First time Lawler has been off his feet, I believe. Make it number 2 now. Rick Morton. Double knee lift. Into the ropes, into the midsection. Rick Morton on top of Lawler, pounding away on him, and the crowd loves it. Flying press, and Jimmy Hart grabbing referee Thomas Marlin as Morton holding Lawler down. Hart again, but Morton goes right out of the ring after Hart, puts him down, stomps on him a couple of times. Meanwhile, Lawler, look at him going to his tights. And he's got that chain out of it. As Rick Morton, better look out. Lawler on the floor. Morton blocked a punch with that chain, grabs it, nails Lawler. Morton up on the ropes. He's got the chain. Oh, and Lawler rolled out of the way. Morton busted his fist on those ropes. Jimmy Hart coming off the ropes. Morton, 1, 2, 3, and Morton's the winner. Rick Morton, winner of the Battle Royal. A stunning upset over Lawler. Rick Morton seizing the opportunity. Got the 1, 2, 3 count on Lawler, and I don't care how you say it. That's all that counts, because Lawler's gotten a bunch like that himself. Jimmy Hart was trying to nail Morton in the back coming off the ropes. But Morton got out of the way, and Hart hit Jerry Lawler. Morton climbing back in, going after Lawler. If he had a little more experience, he would have shown he didn't have anything to gain by that. And Lawler pounding away on Rick Morton. Morton jumped back in the ring. Lawler, a master at needling and taunting. And Morton jumped back in the ring. Here comes referee Thomas Marlin. Lawler gloms him in a hurry. And young Rick, feeling the wrath that Lawler can put on you, crowd hollering. And here comes Steve Regal. That's who's coming down. And Lawler and Hart get out before Regal ever gets in there. That won't change the outcome in terms of the official winner of the Royal. But it sure is going to make Rick feel a lot more sore tomorrow morning. The hand is raised. The winner of the Battle Royal, Rick Morton, over Jerry Lawler. This is Lance Russell in the Louisville Gardens. Action yet to come on Channel 3's Championship Wrestling. Standing here with Jimmy Hart and Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry Jarrett now has booked.
Oh, wait
Jerry
a minute. Don't even mention that name to me. Who did you say?
Jerry Jarrett has you all
Don't
booked in.
mention him. He is completely out of the picture as far as I'm concerned. He's out of the ring for good. I made sure of that last week, and he's out of my life as far as business dealings go. I don't have to deal with him anymore because he was not a businessman. He was not a promoter with his head screwed on right. I now deal with Buddy Fuller, and he handles all my matches, and he handles my contracts. So don't mention that punk's name to me
Okay, let's
anymore.
just put it this way. Tuesday night in the Gardens, you and handsome Jimmy Valiant are scheduled against Steve Regal and Rick Morton.
Boy, that's awesome. And doesn't that send a chill up your spine when you say Jerry Lawler and handsome Jimmy Valiant as a team?
Yes, it does.
That is awesome. Do you know what the word awesome means? Overpowering, and that is exactly what we'll be. You talk about Steve Regal, and you talk about Rick Morton. That's two punks. I asked Buddy Fuller to book this in a handicap match. I wanted to wrestle them both myself. That's exactly right. That's what I wanted. I disposed of Ken Lucas last week and Jerry Jarrett, and you know what? You know why I'm glad to get rid of Jarrett out of my business dealings? Because now I don't have to worry about Jimmy Hart having to be forced into the wrestling ring every week. That's what Jarrett tried to do, but Buddy Fuller realizes that Jimmy is not a wrestler. He's only around to manage.
with that.
Don't worry about it. He's there to manage my business affairs, and that's where he's going to be, in my corner from now on. Jerry Lawler and Jimmy Valiant. What a team. We are the greatest there's ever been, and these guys worry about him running out on me and trying to put out the rumor that he may desert me. No way, baby, because I've been talking to handsome Jimmy, and we got big plans together. Not only are we going to rule the wrestling world, we are going to get together, and we are going to put on the world's biggest singing concert. You know who we got? I'm gonna tell it right here. We are getting the Beatles back together, the Beatles along with myself and handsome Jimmy, and we are going to tour the country with the greatest concert ever.
Okay, remember Tuesday night. We, I think, still have a little time, Dave, maybe 90 seconds or so. We could come back on the expiration of time, but the agreement is that the match will end, pardon me, after the one fall. The dominance of the Gibsons in there. I think it's a good decision to Bo Johnson breaking in. You got to find it out somewhere. I could see Robert Gibson, who hadn't been too long since that first professional match, was saying, "You're learning right now."
Right.
Wham! And it body slam.
We've said it before. There's only one way to get experience, but that's a tough way to get it.
Boy, is that a hard way to get it. So the Gibsons will come out victorious. What about our other action?
All right, in the opening match of the day, this one a bit unusual for us on Championship Wrestling in that it was a Texas Tornado Death Match. The match, again, to refresh your memory, the falls did not count. Sonny King and his partner Buddy Wayne had won 2 straight falls, but it doesn't mean a thing in a Texas Tornado Death Match, as they found out in the 3rd fall, because Rick Morton and Big Red came back. Rick Morton was able to get the sleeper hold on Buddy Wayne. He put him to sleep. That won the fall for him, but that didn't mean anything. After the 1-minute rest period, it was apparent that Buddy Wayne was not going to be able to answer the bell after the 1-minute rest period. So Sonny King, even before the full 1 minute was up, said, "That's it. We concede the match because Buddy is not going to be able to continue." So the team of Rick Morton and Big Red did win the Texas Tornado Death Match over Sonny King and Buddy Wayne. Incidentally, Buddy Wayne wrestling as Sonny King's partner due to the fact that Tojo Yamamoto had an injured leg. He figured in the first fall out here, but then was removed by the AWA representative who said he did not have a manager's license and he had to leave the studio. He was taken out. Again, the winners, Rick Morton and Big Red in the Texas Tornado Death Match. Then we had the Assassins in here against Paul Ellering and Pat Hutchenson. As long as Ellering was in the ring, things were on a pretty even keel. Ellering, a strong man out of Melrose, Minnesota, and he was battling the Assassins pretty good on a one-against-one basis. Pat Hutchenson, a young wrestler, again, gaining experience, and wow, if there's any worse way to gain experience than against the Gibsons, it's against the Assassins, and they lost the match. Ellering and Hutchenson lost to the Assassins in 8 minutes, 50 seconds. That one was finally stopped because the Assassins refused to go for the 3 count on at least 2 separate occasions. Finally, whole thing called off, but the Assassins get the victory. Then, Rick and Robert Gibson against Bo Johnson and Bub Smith. This was an expiration of time match, the one just completed. Only really the time for the 1 fall, even though we could have started the 2nd fall. There wasn't much time remaining, and as Lance said, I think everyone was pretty much in agreement that it was all over. Rick and Robert Gibson in 6 minutes, defeating Bo Johnson and Bub Smith in that 1 fall. So in the record books, it reads a victory for the Gibson brothers, Rick and Robert, on Championship Wrestling today.
Yes, sir, and they showed the kind of smooth, fluid ability they have to work together in just a super manner of teaming in there. So, another big championship wrestling, and a most interesting one indeed, starting off with that Texas Tornado Death. We were delighted to hear from...